Chester Bennington once said, "I don't like to hold back because that's how you hurt yourself." Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the new Linkin Park song, Fighting Myself, or newly released Linkin Park song, Fighting Myself. I know that I tend to try and space out my artists, so I'm not doing a lot of reactions of one artist. But when Chester Bennington practically comes back from the dead to release new music, I don't care if it's 2 songs or 5 songs all in a row, you guys are gonna get my reactions, so sit in your seats. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. A lot of the work I did on healing myself and moving through my past trauma involved therapy. To be honest though, I went through more therapists than there are Fast and the Furious movies, and that was just in my teens and early 20s. Because it took me forever to find one that I felt like listened to me and got me. We don't make best friends with every single person we meet. We don't marry every single person we go on a date with. So why would we assume that we would immediately connect with every therapist whose lap we get thrown in? BetterHelp matches you with a licensed therapist who has experience with your particular situation, and get this, you can change your therapist anytime you want. No explanations, you can change your therapist, and this is huge because it gives you more opportunity to find one that really resonates with you. As a special offer to all of my viewers, BetterHelp is offering 10% off your first month of professional therapy by going to betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. That's betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into Fighting Myself by Linkin Park.
Sometimes these thoughts in my head speak so loud. Every little thing that I think about just builds on top of the pain and doubt. Even though I wanna just let it out, I try to act like I don't mind it. Try to keep my mouth so quiet, but sitting there in my silence just seems to amplify it. When I thought that keeping this inside would make it better, I never thought that I would end up ruining it forever. But every time I think I got everything put back together, I end up making more regrets, making more regrets. Falling from grace, I watch it all come apart, knowing I could have changed it all from the start. Fighting myself, I always lose. Fighting myself, I always lose.
First of all, Mike Shinoda Mike just summarized the entire purpose of this channel. Sitting there in silence just seems to amplify it. We have to share our stories, we have to share our struggles, or else they just get louder and louder and tend to consume us, right? So even mundane things though are filtered through the darkness, when the darkness is the foundation of our experiences. And in other words, if you haven't healed these past traumas and you haven't found the skills necessary to deal with the challenges, then they will always be beneath anything you try to do. That's the every little thing I think about built on top of pain and doubt. That's what I got from that.
I didn't want you to think I'm worn out so easily. I wish I'd held it in so you never knew it built up inside of me. Now I don't know how it overflowed, spilled out unwillingly. But now everything that I learned to hate came out for you to see. I don't want you to promise you can change everything and make it better, cause you can bet I'm gonna end up ruining it forever. And every time you think you got everything put back together, I end up making more regrets, making more regrets. Falling from grace, I watch it all come apart, knowing I could have changed it all from the start. Fighting myself, I always lose. Fighting myself, I always lose. Falling from grace, I watch it all come apart, knowing
before, yes, we have to do the work to heal, but at the same time, you are not a freaking self-improvement project. Have room in your heart that there is never going to be a point, never, ever, ever going to be a point where you make all the right choices or where you just don't have really freaking bad days anymore. That's still going to happen. And we might want others to see us as strong or not getting worn out so easily, but you know what's strong? Strong is facing your demons constantly every freaking day and still living to fight another day.
I can't run with this weight on my back. I can't see 'cause I'm focused on the past. I can't breathe, I need to break free from the anger that is constantly inside me. I can't run with this weight on my back. I can't see 'cause I'm focused on the past. I can't breathe, I need to break free from the anger that is constantly inside of me. I can't breathe, I need to break free from the anger that is constantly inside of me. I can't breathe, I need to break free from the anger that is constantly inside of me.
Chester, the world still needs you. We still need you, and I hope that I do your memory honor, because Chester is a lot of what inspired my channel and what inspired me, what saved my life. If you want to learn more about that, when I did the Breaking the Habit reaction, I talked about that because that's the song that saved my life. But this is really crazy because there's that dichotomy between this feels so nostalgic, but at the same time, it's new and it's fresh and it's still just as relevant as it was 20 years ago, unfortunately, for many of us that are struggling with our mental health. But for me, this is from the perspective, the song's from the perspective of picking up my pieces after a splitting episode, which is what those of us struggling or living with borderline personality disorder experience. It's called a splitting episode, where suddenly all of a sudden this person that you love becomes the villain in your story. And when not managed, I could make really bad choices. I could attack people, and I could pretty much burn my life to the ground with everyone in it. I would push away, and I'd make impulsive decisions, I'd say impulsive things. And then there's an immense guilt that follows that, because I didn't mean to lose control. And this is something that people struggling with depression in general can face. We don't mean to lose control. We don't mean to react in the way we do. But my desperation to stop these intense feelings or escape a particular situation overrode my rational mind. And many wouldn't know it by interacting with me here, but I fully concede that I have an anger in me that can be really difficult to manage at times. And for me, I have to process it. I can't function if I'm angry. I can't have a conversation. I can't be reasoned with. I have to process that. And that might look, it almost always looks like time to myself, but that might be something different. Sometimes it's a distraction, like a show, or maybe some music, or writing, or reading, or something like that. Sometimes it's physical activity, because it's paired with these anxiety symptoms. And anxiety is really extra energy, and I kind of need to get it out, and I kind of need to work through it. So those are the things that I do when I have those episodes. But the thing I loved the most, well, I loved everything about this, I'm not even gonna lie, I miss Linkin Park so much, and it's still so beautiful to me that Chester still found a way to be there for us and to speak to us. And I am going through some crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, so much crazy stuff, so many crazy situations. And I actually remember just a few weeks ago, actually right before the other song, or right before these songs, and the new Meteora release came out, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I just really need Chester, I need his wisdom, and I was kind of burning myself out, if that's even possible, in every Linkin Park song. So this just came out as a response to that. So it's just, I swear to God, Linkin Park has always just been the soundtrack of my life. Even now, soundtrack of my life. But the thing that I thought was the coolest about this song is when Chester is just having that harmony behind Mike. It's so crazy because that's how Chester has always been to me. Chester has always been this voice in the back of my head. Sometimes it's with lyrics, and sometimes it's almost like I'm hearing what I interpret through the music, or the things that I get from his interviews or whatever. It's like I hear that in my head sometimes. Not literally, I'm not hearing voices, but I hear that sometimes as a sage, like as wisdom that's coming to me to get me through a lot of the hard times. So it's not even just the music, it's just him as a person and his energy. But thank you guys so much for being here with me. I don't know if you could see, but there were a couple times where I was just really shaking. It was getting a bit difficult to listen to, just because it evokes so many emotions from me. To realize that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this band, to realize that Chester lost his battle, and I guess in some interesting way, I feel like it's my duty to keep his memory alive, because even though he wasn't my loved one, I still believe in honoring him, and I still want to honor him and help keep his memory alive. So guys, as always, make sure you're sharing your stories here, good, bad, and crazy. That is how we shatter the mental health stigma, just like Mike said. You know, you sitting in the silence is just going to amplify it. So you have to be able to open up and talk. So it was perfect time, perfect lyric to remind us of that. Share this video, share it with everyone, and then share it with people you don't know. Just share it, share it, share it, share it, share it. Because number one, Linkin Park deserves to be introduced to this new generation. For those in this new generation who have not had the opportunity to be exposed to Hybrid Theory, Meteora, and all of their older music, now we have new music that we can introduce them to. So Linkin Park can come into a whole new generation. So share it, and because people are welcome here in the community to share their stories. This is a safe place. That's the whole point of the community. The whole point of the channel is having a safe space where you can come and share. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. And I love you guys so, so, so much. Mwah.